to my channel. So it is November finished pages, and again I've done quite a few this month. I'm gonna have to start off and apologise for the lighting because it is a terrible day. I've even got my big light out, so I'll try and show the pages in a little bit of a different way on top of the normal way that I usually do it. So this is a whip from October. I managed to finish the background, but I didn't finish all the details, so that'll get finished this month because it's so close to being done. But this is the Anastasia Caldereva Mermaid Legends. I've been really enjoying working in her books now. I purely did this to test out my theory when I've been saying that these books aren't very good with watercolour, and I'm 100% correct. It just doesn't take it. It's sort of like, can you see the back there? When you use watercolour paper, I have got a couple of watercolour pictures coming up and I'll be able to show you a little bit better, but it lets you move the paint round and it gives you time with the water to spread it round, whereas with this it's like a sponge, and as soon as you press down with your paintbrush it just goes and sucks that water in, so you're just left with the paint on your brush, and it doesn't give a good effect at all. And you can see how much it's bled through, and I use my usual amount of water. I didn't want to gesso the page purely because I wanted to use Prismacolor, and I don't really like that eating my pencils, but I did use a mixture of metallic watercolours as well with this one, all different brands, from KJ Designs by Karen, GD Colour, Renaissance, I think that might be it. There might be Paul Rubens in there as well, but that's all the sparkly stuff that you can see. But I've literally got a couple of details, and because they're so tiny and intricate, I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered, I'll be honest. I couldn't be bothered, but it shouldn't take me too long to fill that in. I even might try to fill it in with some Tombow markers and then go over the top with a little bit of pencil shading. We shall see. And I have got a cold. I was complaining about that in my last video and it's come out now. I have a full-on cold, so yeah, that's fun. So I need to keep that to one side, so that needs to be finished. Another whip that I was working on last night, I didn't manage to get it finished unfortunately, but I've got so little to do. So I just need to finish the shade on her and do a bit of a background. Now this is Sir Richter. Is it Richter? Where's the front of the book? I've done quite a few in this one now. I'm not going to be able, there you go. Duncan Burnt. Someone did tell me what that translates to in English, but I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. But it's a beautiful book, this. Absolutely beautiful. I've done quite a few pages out of this and I love it. It's not just going to be a Halloween boot, this, for me. I can see myself finishing this one, and yes, I've said that on camera. The skin is Prismacolor. Brute Fooners for the hair, a mixture of Brute Fooners. I've not based it with alcohol markers, but I did base it with a little bit of watercolour just to take the white of the paper away, just to make it a little bit less scary. What else did I use? I think that was it. I think I used the Brute Fooners for the flowers as well. Like I said, there's very little that I need to do, but it was gone 11 o'clock last night and I thought I can't sit here and finish this off. So yes, that needs to stay out as well, in a separate pile. Now to my finished pages, these aren't going to be in any particular order, it's just the way that I've pulled them out from my little colouring card. That's where I keep all my finished pages now. But one of my newest books, the Dragon Pups Assorted, a hand-drawn colouring book. So this is number 2 and this is number 1, and I have finished 2 out of this one, I do believe, if I'm not going to whip. So which one did I do? I did the sleeping one, the sleeping dragon, with the books. The paper does react a slight different in this one, and I can't feel a difference, so maybe it's just my technique has changed over the times. I'm not 100% sure. Let me bring you out. But I just used a little bit of watercolour. I don't know what's going on with these lines here. I think I must have lent in it like that. But yeah, isn't he adorable? He's just so cute. But I used Prismacolor again on this, and did I base it with alcohol markers? I most certainly did. So more or less all of it is based with alcohol markers. But I think he's so cute. I don't know why I didn't colour the smoke in there from the brew. I'm not sure. I went over with a white gel pen on his nails and his teeth as well. I probably should have gone over the top with a little bit of grey to make it a little bit more realistic, but I didn't. And then because I was getting into the early Christmas spirit, I did this page, and isn't he cute? I've got all sorts coming off this and I didn't even realise, and that is stickles. Look at that. I've never seen that happen before. So I'm going to curse myself for this, so let me get a piece of paper so I don't make a total mess. Let me fold it in half. As you can see, I keep lots of scraps of piece of paper. It's perfect for this. So let's carefully lift it up. I don't want it going all over my black mat, because I've just put this through the washing machine. And let me try and get some of this off. Oh dear me. Yeah, so all that is stickles. I know what it is. Well, it makes it look a little bit like snow now, actually. I know what the problem is. Right. So, what I used was a white acrylic paint. Can you see all the sparkles? I used a white acrylic paint to base the hat and the tree, and clearly that has not reacted. Oh my god, it's everywhere. That's not reacted very well with the stickles. No, I never knew that. And I let that completely dry. You can still see the reminiscence of the glitter that is there just on his hat if I move the page, but that was full of stickles, just like the red bit. That's interesting. I don't mind too much. I think I probably went over the top with the stickles anyway, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I thought he was adorable. Did I base this with markers? I did base his jumper and his scarf and the hat and the holly as well with markers, but everything else is pencil. The cloud and then the little iceberg that he's sitting on is watercolour with a bit of pencil shading over the top, and then the background is just distressing with my usual splatter technique with the water. And it has crinkled the page ever so slightly, you know, so if that bothers you, don't do that, but it doesn't bother me at all. You could always iron it the opposite way around. I'm pretty sure I have already done a video of how to iron your colouring pages. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, put that down very, very carefully. Don't put anything else on top of it because I'm going to have glitter absolutely everywhere. So onto the first one. Take my protective sheet out now. Can I? No, that's a whip. Smack on the hand for me. Why haven't I finished that off? There's so little to do. So I've done a lot of watercolour with the salt effect in the background here, and then the really luminous moon that you can see was the advent calendar, the Renaissance advent calendar. It was this colour, and it is full of glitter, which I didn't realise, and it went perfect as well. I've done it there and I've done it there, and the rest of it is Prismacolor. I'm gonna have to finish that one off as well this month. So why I've not come back? I must have just put it in the pile thinking it was finished. I used to tag my page and then put a little star on the tag to know that I've finished it. I'm gonna have to start doing that again because this is terrible. I've got 3 whips. But yeah, he's cute. No alcohol markers on that. Paper's really nice in this one. So what's this other one? This one, this cute guy. I'm keeping the tags in actually because I need to show you a different angle. But isn't he adorable? And then the wings are again from the advent calendar, the Renaissance, that colour that I was harping on about. That is that. Let me see, I based the dragon in alcohol markers, watercolour background, and then I used Brute Funas again on this for all the different bits of shading, like on his bag, the honeycomb. And then these details are that's the Arteza gel pens that you can see, the shimmery gold. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. I think he's adorable. I really love these books, I really do. I don't think I could pick my favourite between the two because I like them both just as much. Oh, actually I changed my mind. I like the other one slightly better because the other one's spiral bound and this isn't. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Talking about spiral bound books, this is the one that I printed off, bounded myself. So the front cover I just put a bit of the Winsor & Newton, I've got it here actually, the Winsor & Newton ink in gold. I just put that on a thick layer, a very, very thick layer actually, all around the outside to make it a nice border, and I think it goes perfectly, especially since I've printed it out on this craft paper. Yeah, I've still got mixed feelings about this book. And I still stick to what I said. If she... Don't tell me I've got another whip in here. No, this one's a disaster. So I can take that out because I'm not finishing it. Yeah, to me, I've spoken to a couple of different people about this, and they've all agreed with me that she either should have stuck with the line art because she's really good at that, or if she was going to go down the grayscale route just to try it, she should have gone all out, all out. The whole thing should have been grayscale. All this should have been grayscale, and not just the people. Yeah, I'm still, like you can see, I finished this page, and I've done a bit of a dud page, and I will still colour in this book. But this is another one, for instance. Even I've been colouring now for, I want to say, nearly 3 years, 2.5 years. I wouldn't know where to start with colouring these mattresses, or the blanket, or the pillow for that matter. And I would have liked the grayscale just to show me where to put the shadows, to make it look a little bit more realistic. And again, with the dress, I'm not too bad at dresses, but like the background here, it's a really light line art. So even if I decided to colour it as a line art, it's really, really light, where all this is so dark. I don't get it. It's like a really mixture book. Do you know what I mean? It's not grayscale, it's not line art, it's not the faint line art that you can get. It's just a bit of a mixture, isn't it? But anyway, I've done this one, and all of the background was that really, really faint. Let me see if I can show you. The really, really faint line art. You can see just about, where are you, camera? You can see, and I weren't about colouring all that in, because I could barely make out what the background was. It was something like, I think there was a waterfall or something, then you've got bits of grass here and bushes, and my mind just couldn't fathom it. I either need the grayscale or the line art, not this at all. But I use watercolour in this, a lot of watercolour. Look how sparkly it is. Whoa! And that is the Renaissance colour in Cullen. I don't think it's like Edward Cullen, but I think she based it off that, you know, when they go in the light and the skin sparkles. Oh my god, my nose. Yeah, when the skin sparkles. I watched that again the other night actually. I watched part 1 and part 2 of Breaking Dawn. How many times I've seen that film, and I'll still sit there and watch it. A little bit of alcohol marker on her skin and on her hair. We've got some glitter on the wings as well. Yeah, it's a nice picture. It's a nice one. I think I did the hair in that video when I was feeling a bit crappy. So I'm quite impressed with myself. I've got glitter everywhere. I'm quite impressed with myself that the hair turned out really pretty. Anyway. So this is the dud one that I really, really don't like, and it's my fault. It's totally my fault. I chose the wrong colours. I didn't like the way that they went together, basically. They just didn't go. I didn't like the purple with the yellow. And I was sitting here last night finishing, it was a corset, and I got halfway down and I thought, I'm not enjoying this. I'm forcing myself to sit here and finish this, and why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? It shouldn't be about that. And I'm still going to share it on the channel, because why wouldn't I? But sometimes, you know, you get halfway through a picture and you're just not feeling it anymore, and I don't want to spend another hour, if not 2, finishing this. I don't like the way that I blended the dress. The only thing I do like is the skin, and I did that with polychromos. No alcohol marker on that one. I'm taking the tag out of that because you don't need to see anymore. But the actual sparkly stuff is really pretty, so it's a shame. But yep, it's just one of them things. I wasn't having a good day, I don't think, when I started colouring that and picking my colours. That's my excuse anyway. So we're back to Anastasia Caldereva again, and we're on to the Blackbird Song. And I've got 2 in here. Which one do I want to show you first? Let me check. No, I want to show you the other one first. because this is my least favourite of the two, but I still do like it. I really enjoyed colouring the hair on this one actually. And again, I've used a lot more metallic watercolour this month, so I don't know what's going on there, even on her eyelashes. And I went a bit over the top with the makeup, but tried to match it with the lips. I'm not overly happy with the background on this. Again, the paper with water isn't very good, so I chose to do acrylic this time, and I tried to blend the two colours together. It was like a warm grey into the really light blue, with a sponge just over and over again with the different colours. It's okay, it's okay. And then a white charcoal pencil just for that bit. I don't know why I did that. I really like how he turned out, and he was with Luminance, and then the blender that you can get from Luminance, the wood one, not the other one, not the one that's like a grey colour. But yeah, I think it's nice nonetheless, and I really I enjoyed sitting here and doing that hair. It took me quite some time. My nose, my god. This is the one that I do really like. I love her, love her, love her. Background, again, I just used acrylic paint just to play it safe, because I'd already finished the illustration and I thought, I'm not messing this up, so I'm just going to play it safe and go with it with the black background, and I think it goes perfectly. I was a bit and ahhing what to do with this area. I'd already done everything else, and the fan was last, the fan and then the background. I was going to use pan pastel and blend like a red up to a white, but then I thought if I did that, then I'm going to go over a skin and all the other areas that I don't want to. And I know that pan pastel erase is super easy, but I didn't want to accidentally erase any of the pencil detailing that I've already put down. So again, I just played it safe with a Pentel gel pen, this one, and just went over the line out that was already there. Just play it safe, play it safe. I love her skin, I love her skin. How I pulled that off, and it was really easy. And I used alcohol markers to base it, as well as her dress. And then I used polychromos for her skin, and I love it. Barely any blending, but I think it helped because I had that base down there ready to work with. And look at her hair, look at her hair. That's that green gold colour by polychromos. Green gold. It weren't burnt sienna, I can't remember the combination, but I'll practice it again and I'll let you know, because I do really like that one. I'm terrible for not writing them down, please forgive me. I've got stickle dust everywhere. What else did I use? Prismacolor for the dress, and that made me really nervous, because again I was going to go around all the little details, and I thought no, stop there, you're doing the too much, Jean, just leave it alone, it's nice enough. And yeah, a little bit of highlight in her eye. Look, I'll bring you in a bit closer. Oh, we've got all the white gel pen as well. Look at her eye. I used a bit of grey as well and pink. All this is white gel pen, but I think I've got a funny feeling she might be my favourite of the month. Let me know in the comments which is your favourite out of all these. But that was Blackbird Song. Apparently having a cold, I can't talk. This one I started in a live stream, which has become a rarity for me nowadays. I keep saying that I want to get back into live stream. I even bought a new tripod thing that I could fit on the table. And then it's just having the enthusiasm to get everything out and start it. And then I just think, I'm not going to have people to talk to. I'm going to be sat here on my own. I think that puts me off a little bit. And I can't really stick to a schedule with my daughter. I might try an evening stream and see if Daniel back me up. I'll have someone to talk to then, will I? But I did start this one. I finished it. I went for like a not galaxy. God, I've got galaxy on the brain. Desert background, really easy, just with watercolour, a couple of layers. It was such a big area, and I wasn't about going around all these little details with acrylic paint. I weren't about that. All of this is watercolour, and then a tiny teeny bit of pencil detailing over the top, and I think it's lovely. I think it's lovely. One of my favourites in Kirby's books actually, and I don't know why I haven't done this one sooner. But yeah, that was the Kirby page. It's always nice when you get interrupted filming. Danny ringing me up, it's my fault not realising what time it usually brings me up every dinner time. Anyway, this is the Hannah Carl's on Witches of the Cottage. Is it Witches of the Cottage? Something like that. And I did this page now. I'm having issues with it sticking together because of the blooming masking tape. Because I'd used the heat gun, it's left a bit of a sticky residue. It's not too bad, you saw them, but last night when I was checking, it was completely stuck together. I was thinking, oh god. I think this is the page that I did the tutorial on, the background for the Galaxy. I'm pretty sure it was actually, but I still really like it. I really like it. I wish I could do this in every single book, but not all books take watercolour like Hannah Calzon's books. Even these smaller sizes. I'm just checking to see, is it this book that I did that other one? No, but I did. Oh, he's ringing me back again. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Try again. I'm pretty sure it was the Winsor & Newton, either the Cotman or the Professional, and I haven't got many of the Professional ones. I've just got a little mixture of the Professional, the Cotman and the Daniel Smith in a palette that I use, so it could have been a mixture of any of them, but I'll link somewhere around here the tutorial if you're interested in this one, because it is super easy to do. I mean, if you're not that confident with watercolour, maybe practice on some watercolour paper or thicker cardstock paper maybe before you jump into your book, because if you do it wrong you might destroy your book. I've done it myself a couple of times. You can see on that page I've just gone over the top with the water, and I've even done it that much before that it's gone down into the seam of the book and then like dyed sort of the spine of the book. So yeah, you do have to be a little bit careful, but like I always say, it's paper, it's a colouring book, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Right, so the next one. I've got a sore hand today as well. I feel like I'm being a bit of a hypochondriac, moaning about my cold. But I blame Isabel. I blame Isabel. I don't know how to pronounce this book. Ken. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name either. This was right at the start of the month. Right at the start of the month, and I did the little ducky. If you look at the back of the book, you've got all the pictures of his finished pages, and if you scan these here into your phone, so if you open the photo app in your phone and scan on them, it brings you up instantly and it takes you over to Instagram, the post. So I use that as a reference opposed to, you know, scanning it in and then printing it off and trying to make it larger. Where is it? It's further at the back, isn't it? So there's the reference. There's a little ducky reference there, and then here's mine. Right, it's not 100%, but I don't think it's too bad, and I had so much fun doing this. So much fun. Just had my phone open at the side of me, or did I have my iPad? No, it was my phone, and I was just referencing the colours that way, and it was so relaxing. And I was doing it in like layering it, like putting a light grey, then a darker grey, and even darker grey, and it took me a little while, but I really enjoyed it. Just pottering about, doing little bits, and then doing anything else that I needed to do, and then coming back doing this. I really enjoyed this. I've pulled another page out because I've got an idea that I want to do for a video. I want to do this one on camera, this page, and I've put watercolour pencils. I want to use either the Albert Duras on this or the Caran d'Ache Aqua Museum. I always feel like I say that wrong. Which pencil would you prefer me to use on this one? I'm more familiar with the Albert Duras, but I'll happily use the Caran d'Ache ones, happily. But yeah, I thought that'd be a good video. I'll keep that tag in there. Excuse me. Another Hannah Calzon. It wouldn't be my channel without a couple of Hannah Calzons, would it? And I did this one. Now, I'm still on the fence about this one. I really am. I only went to take the tag out. I did a salt effect. See, no issues apart from that there. That is totally my fault. And is that page? That's not that page. That's from a different page. That's from this page. I didn't have any issues with this, and I did use the salt effect with the watercolour for the background. No alcohol markers or anything, no. All Prismacolor, I do believe. Prismacolor, and then a bit of gel pen for her crown. Can you see that crown? Have I put glitter on here as well? Because why's that shining? I've used a little bit of watercolour as well for these details, but it's only showing up a little bit. And I've got a dry piece of salt there as well. And that is not going to come off. Probably because it's been on for too long now. We'll best leave it. But yeah, I think she's nice. It's not a colour scheme that I'd usually go for. I think I was inspired because I'd just booked my tattoo. I think that's what it was. And I thought, I need a tattoo page. But I think this is it's not Daydreams. Summer Nights, this one. Summer Nights. And I love the paper in this. But what do you think of her? I'm not overly keen on her hair, but I like everything else about it. We've got another Kirby page, Kirby Roseanne's The Fragile Worlds, and I did this double page spread, and I forgot the name of these little fellows. Let me look at the back of the book and see if it refreshes my memory. Was it a pangolin or something? Yeah, it was pangolin. Well, I was nearly there. I used black acrylic in the background, and you can see where it's different colours of black. I used, where is it? I'm not going to be able to find it now, am I? It was that off-brand black acrylic pen. I can't find it. I can find the white, but the black version of this. And I really like these. They're really good, affordable ones like Duke for Posca pens, but they do dry like a gloss, whereas the black that I used was matte, so you can notice it a little bit. But I used, I think it was Prismacolor again, or it might have been Arteza with this one actually. Arteza for all the pencil work, and then just some plain simple black background, because it just makes everything else pop, and that's just easiest for me. It works out anyway, it seems to work out. I love that page as well. I always look at Kirby's page and I look at that one, I think, oh god, that's daunting. But as soon as you start it, it's not too bad. Like if you just work on the emus first, and then work on your branches, and then on your leaves, and then in no time you're just doing your background. So it didn't take me too long, that one, believe it or not. Not as long as this one in that watercolour with the gesso. Not as long at all. We move on to Wild Soul by Grazia Salvo. And I did the ducky page, and I didn't like the background. I still don't like the background. I did watercolour, and then I just popped clean drops of watercolour in, just testing out and having a mess around, and that's the outcome. I don't like it. I use polychromos for everything else though, and I do like her skin and all the freckles and the duckling. I had to reference them because I had no idea what sort of colour. I knew it was yellow, but what sort of yellow I didn't know. But yeah, I think she's nice, and the paper in this book is really nice. Really, really nice. There's a whip that I didn't go back to. I'm getting better at doing that now and not forcing myself to sit here and finish a page because I'm showing it on the channel. If it's not bringing me any joy, then I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm only going to sit here and do what I want. I haven't done any diamond painting as well this month. I got everything out. I sat there for about 10 minutes. I thought, I'm not in the mood for this. I'm not in the mood for this. And I think I pulled my paints out. Talking about paints, I've been having a bit of a test this month. This is my little testing book. And I did this one. I tried to do a seashore, but without the sand. So I like ombre'd the colour so it was darkest at the top. Let me bring you in. So it was darkest at the top, and then made it lighter and lighter and lighter, and then I popped some cling film over it, let it completely dry, and this is the effect that I got. But then I went over and darkened certain areas up, and then put a bit of white acrylic paint to make it look like it was splashes. I need to practice that because I really do like that sort of thing. I'd like to be able to do that on a big piece of watercolour paper and frame it for my bathroom. That's what I'd love to do. So yeah, we need to get practicing at that. A couple more watercolour bits and bobs. I'm sorry if you're not into watercolour paints, but I am, and it's my channel. Another galaxy background that I'm not too pleased with. It was meant to be the sun in the middle, but yeah, I don't like the way that one turned out. But these were keeping hold of these. I didn't realise I've not zoomed back out again. I made like little postcards. Let me move this. Yeah, I made like little postcards and I really enjoyed doing these. These are just one piece of watercolour paper, then I cut them up afterwards. So I put masking tape all the way around and I tried to do sort of the same scene but different colours and just placing the trees in different ways. So a light wash in the background and then going darker to darker to darker the closer you was getting. So let me show you this one, and there's a bit of what was it? The silver Winsor & Newton ink. So that's the blue one that I did. We had a bit of an ink explosion there, but it looks like snow, so it's fine. This one's a little bit more of a finer inking over the top, and I really like the trees that I managed to do with this one. Same goes for this one. Really like the trees on this one. And then the very last one, I might give one of these away. Would anybody like one of these? One of my original? Maybe I could give them all away. Well, I do want to keep one actually. I do want to keep one because I've never done these before. Would anybody be interested in winning one of these? If I give 3 of them away and I just pick one to keep myself. I don't know which one I'd want. Let me know in the comments, because I will be doing more of them. I'll show you this first because again this is just to do with watercolour. I was just testing. I've not even took the tape off it yet because I'm not finished testing, but I was just testing all the different granulations and the way that it reacts to salt and just drips of water on this. And look at the cool effect. I mean, it's like mesmerising looking at it. It looks like if you'd zoomed in onto cells. Shows the documentaries that I watched, doesn't it? This one is Forest Girl. Now I don't know which Forest Girl this one is. I do apologise. I did do all of this one on camera from start to finish. I had a bit of a whoopsie with the masking tape again, but no surprise there. But I did do this from start to finish with watercolour paints. I think I might have used a bit of pencil on the body and whatnot. But again, I will leave it linked up here because I think it was more of a time-lapse one that I did. I'm pretty sure it was. And I've got a couple of shooting stars. But I'm pleased with how that one turned out. Obviously it's not as good as that side. I just need to practice. Practice, practice, practice. The very last one that I did last month rather, because we're in December now. I opened my daughter's advent calendar up this morning as well, and it was she couldn't have it. It was a twirly whirly. I've got twirly whirly on my brain. Twirly whirly, like a chocolate bar. She can't eat that, and especially not that time in the morning. So I've had to get my husband to nip to the supermarket, his dinner, and go and pick her a Milky Bar one up. So Louis can have that one, so he's got 2 now. The very last one, back to the colouring, is this one, and I did watercolour all the background, alcohol marker for everything else. The reason that I pulled this book out is I did a video of all my Mystic Art mirrors, and I noticed that I only did 1 page in this and I felt terrible, so that was the main reason that I did this page. I don't overly like it. I mean, it's okay. I like the background, and I did a video I think on the background, but the actual illustration itself, I think she's quite frightening, isn't she? She's quite scary. Yeah, but that's all the pages that I've done this month. I don't think I've done too bad, to be honest, considering I've not coloured every single night. But I have had a couple of comments saying, how do I manage to get through this many colouring pages? Well, the thing is, once my little girl's upstairs, hello Eva, from 8 o'clock till like 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm sat here doing some sort of art. If I can't be bothered some nights, I don't do it. But more or less 9 times out of 10, once she's sorted out and I know that all the house is sorted and whatnot, I sit here and do art for a couple of hours, and it's my main priority, and this is what keeps me sane in the days. So that's how I managed to get through. I mean, I very rarely sit here in the afternoon, and if I do, I'll probably take it over to the couch and just do a couple of bits. But it's very rare that I'll sit here and spend hours and hours in the afternoon, because I just don't. But I just thought I'd bring that up. But anyway, sorry for the rambling. It's probably a little bit of a longer video. But I will see you in my next one. Take care, guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye. What is it with me and the lighting today? Nothing is working. Just let me move it that way. Right, we'll just go on with it. There's nothing I can do.
Hello?
I'm filming.
Sorry?
I'm filming.
Oh, you're filming?
Yeah, I'm doing my finished pages.
I didn't realise. It's just